Hey guys, Angus from Spotted Hog Airsoft here today with another Airsoft video review. Now today we're going to be taking a look at a pretty nice and simple product, great for those airsofters who want an inexpensive CQB style game primary weapon, or even for those airsofters who are just starting out, just having some fun with their friends. Now that gun we're taking a look at today is this one right here. This is the Double Eagle M56B Tri-Shot Airsoft Shotgun. If you're interested in picking this up, there'll be a link down below in the description to SpottedHogAirsoft.com where you can purchase it for about $42. Now with that being said, it's a little colder than I thought it was. Let's hop straight into this video. Alright, so as always, let's start off the review by going over this product's external construction. Now for $42, you're kind of expecting the plastic construction, and that is exactly what you get with this shotgun. There are really only a couple metal pieces on here, and those would include your rear and front sling mount, as well as all the screws that hold this thing together. The rest of it is constructed of a plastic. It is a durable, solid plastic, but that being said, I would certainly not attempt to drop this, especially say you're playing CQB. I wouldn't repeatedly drop it or smack it against a wall or things like that. The pieces are rubberized, such as your pump and the pistol grip back here, so they do have a nice bit of texture and grip on them when you hold them. They're pretty comfortable as well. Just something to note, over time from experience, this pistol grip in the back does tend to get a little wiggly and loose, something you can easily fix by simply tightening the screw down at the bottom. Now internals, they're pretty simplistic, seeing as how this is just a spring shotgun, but talking about lastability, I've owned one of these for about 3 or 4 years now, and it's still going strong. The only real issue coming with the wiggly pistol grip in the back. So these things, despite their simplicity, are actually pretty long lasting if you do treat them right. Now jumping into some initial features here, obviously on a spring action shotgun, you do have to cock it manually. It's not like a semi-automatic powered by gas, anything like that. You have to cock it each time you want to fire, and so that's pretty important when it comes to actually pumping the shotgun. It's a very simple action. Simply take the pump, pull it back, push it forward, and then you're ready to fire. Very simple action. When you pull the trigger, seeing as how this is a tri-shot shotgun, 3 BBs will be fired each time. You can't adjust that in any way. 3 BBs are going to come out unless you, for some reason, only have 1 BB inside the shell. Also something to note is that the trigger pull is actually pretty stiff on this shotgun. Now as far as the shotgun's magazine release goes, it's located just in front of the trigger guard, or actually right alongside of it, on the right side of the shotgun. When you push it backward, the trapdoor will open and the shell will fall right out, so be prepared to catch it. Now obviously this shotgun uses shells, not magazines, to hold its BBs, and you caught a glimpse of it there as it fell out, but here is the shell that this shotgun takes. You do get one of them with the shotgun when you first purchase it, and it holds 30 rounds, and since this is a tri-shot shotgun, firing 3 shots each time, technically you get 10 shots out of each shell. The shell works incredibly simply. You just load it up with a speed loader, place the 30 rounds inside of it, and it feeds right down to the last BB, so you do get all 10 shots out of the shell. When it comes to reinserting the shell back into the shotgun, it's very simple. Simply take it, facing it forward like so, place it into the gun, snap the trapdoor shut, and you're ready to go. This shotgun does have a functional safety. It's located just behind the trigger and just in front of the pistol grip. It's this small piece right here, and when it's poking out of the left side of the gun, you can see that red band. This weapon is capable of firing. If you were to push it so that it was now sticking out of the right side of the gun, the weapon would be unsafe and the trigger cannot be pulled. It's actually a pretty sturdy safety, and also in a nice position. You can immediately take your finger off the trigger, pop the gun unsafe if necessary. I do like the safety on the shotgun. Very simple. Now as far as the shotgun's iron sights go, they're incredibly simple. Your rear sight is a very basic, what I call the pyramid sight, with 2 bricks and a slit in the middle meant to line up with your front sight. This rear sight is also painted rather nicely in bright white paint, making it very easy to find when you raise your eye to aim. As far as the front sight goes, it's also painted very bright white, which is also rather nice, and it's just your basic sight post that will be lined up at the rear sight when you go to aim. So as you can see, very, very simple, but they do get the job done on a shotgun, which, hey, you might not even need the sights for anyway, and they're kind of what you're stuck with, seeing as you can't put a scope on this without some fancy modification. Now a couple last things to note as far as features go. You'll notice that obviously the M56B is the model of Double Eagle's tri-shots that lacks a stock. It simply has the pistol grip in the back, and what this is practical for is, in my opinion, it's a little bit better for CQB, easier maneuverability, can shoot around corners a little bit better, and it's also great for those airsofters who want to run those shotgun scabbards on the backs of their molly vest or something like that, because it doesn't have the big stock hanging over your head. has a simple pistol grip that you could reach behind, grab it, and pull out to the front to use as your secondary if you wanted to take a look at it for that option. Personally, I do like the pistol grip just because it adds that maneuverability in game, whether you're outdoor or indoor. Something else to note is that this gun's hop-up is fixed. You can't adjust it. It's already been done for you. Some people might like that, saying, hey, somebody already adjusted it for me, and other people might not like it because, you know, they can't adjust it for different BB weights. Say something's a little too low, a little too high. Speaking of hop-up, we're going to go ahead and put it to the test now as we get into the performance test portion of our video. We're going to chrono as well as take a few shots at a target with this double eagle shotgun. So let's go. I loaded up with 0.2 gram BBs and set to firing. Of course, this is more of an attempt of a chrono than an actual chrono, seeing as how it's a little difficult to do this when you have 3 BBs firing at once in order to read the FPS. We saw some crazy results, even up to 600, which certainly isn't right, but most of the time our average where we saw the most consistency was right around the 270, 290 feet per second area, so that is what I would expect this thing to actually shoot. I set up at about 65 feet away for a truly close quarter feel and loaded up with 0.25 gram BBs. Keep in mind I didn't adjust my hop up because it is fixed. As far as the accuracy went, I limited myself to 10 shots, seeing as how that's how many I would have with a 30 round shell, and I was able to hit the target or chair 9 out of 10 times. One of the bursts drifted entirely over the chair, while I also had one just narrowly graze the side of it, but the point is that still counts as a hit. So we saw 9 out of. Alright, so with those final shots being fired there, we can go ahead and hop into the final conclusion of this video review. Quick disclaimer, keep in mind I'm an airsofter first and a reviewer second. I'm concerned with how this gun will handle, perform in the airsoft field, not about how great it looks at a table. Now with that being said, this is a short and simple little gun, and I'm going to try and keep this conclusion here short and to the point. Overall, I've owned one of these M56 style shotguns for years. I've never really had any complaints about it, and that's the exact same way I feel about this simple M56B. This is an excellent model for those airsofters looking for a CQB primary, a secondary in their woodland kit, or just someone who's just starting out and want to have a simple gun to have fun with their friends with. This will get the job done. It's the pistol grip model, doesn't have the clunky stock, so it would work a little bit better for maneuverability, shooting around corners, etc. Also won't hit you in the back of the head when you have it slung over your back or something like that. The features are very simple. There's really nothing to complain about with them. They're your basic shotgun features and they get the job done absolutely fine. It's not like the pump is wiggly or anything like that. It all feels rather solid despite the plastic construction, which some people might not like. The one thing I could possibly complain about, the fixed hop-up, I don't like that because let's say it's a windier day, I'm using heavier BBs, my hop-up's fixed, not for those heavier BBs, but for whatever BBs they tested it out with in the factory. So I don't like the inability to adjust my hop-up. This is obviously good for closer ranges. The farther you get away, the more that tri-shot of BBs is going to spread out and probably not hit your target. So if you're considering this for a far-off woodland-style primary gun, probably not necessarily what I would recommend unless you're the aggressive type who keeps pushing up and stays at those close engagement distances with your opponents. Now that being said, this has been Spotted Hog Airsoft's review of the Double Eagle M56B Tri-Shot Airsoft Shotgun. Great for CQB, not too sure about woodland if you want to use it as a primary, but overall I've been happy with mine over the past couple years, and I think you'll enjoy this one as well. So thanks for watching guys, please subscribe.